Hello chess lovers! In an old Armenian chess magazine, Chess in Armenia, I came across this fascinating attacking game which was played by the magician of endgame studies Genrikh Kasparian. In this video I want to share this game with you. In this game, Kasparian's opponent was a Vunov and the game was played in 1935 in Yerevan. Kasparian, who was playing with the white pieces, opened up with e4 and Vunov responded with French defense e6, d4, d5, knight c3 and d takes e4. Black goes for the Rubinstein variation, knight takes e4, knight d7, knight f3 and bishop e7. Not the most popular move. Well, in this Blackburne defense, when black is playing knight d7, usually is then putting the knight on f6. But in our game, after knight f3, we have bishop e7, and in the game we will see how the players will soon deviate from the popular modern lines. Here we have knight f6, bishop d3, black castles kingside, queen e2, b6, black is preparing a fianchetto of the queenside bishop, and white castles queenside. We have opposite side castlings, and this usually leads to a sharp game. Bishop b7, knight eg5, bishop d6, bishop d2, queen e7, knight e5, h6 and knight gf3. Well, in typical positions, when the knight is on g5, moves like h4 is always a good idea. This looks very aggressive and is a promising attacking move. I have to tell you that bishop takes g2 is not good, because this is allowing white to open up the g file, and then black king can soon fall victim to white's aggression. Okay, here is one of the possible lines where white can crush black in case black wins this pawn on g2. But in our game, after h6, as I've already mentioned, Kasparian played slightly passively, moved back his knight on f3. Rook d8, black is freeing the f8 square for the knight, but I have to tell you that black's strategy is very passive. Meanwhile, white is putting his kingside rook on g1 square and is preparing g4, g5 advancement, knight e8. Another passive move by Vunov. Well, you know guys, in Rubinstein variation of French defense, usually it's very good at some point to go for c5 advancement. This is something which is allowing black to free his position, is removing white's central d-pawn, and in that case black is managing to open up the c-file, thus creating counter-attacking chances. But in our game we didn't see that. Instead, Vunov is horsing around, is putting his knights on passive squares, and meanwhile we have an attack. Here we go guys, g4, bishop takes f3, knight takes f3, knight f8, another passive move, g5, h5 and g6. Now this weakened pawn on h5 will drop f6 and knight h4. Black's position is totally lost. Bishop takes h2 and queen takes h5. Right now a move like queen h7 can be a threat, although there is no checkmate. When there is a knight on f8 there is no checkmate, but this queen h7 check can be a nice threat. So black accepted the rook sacrifice and played bishop takes g1 and rook takes g1. To be honest guys, I was considering queen h7 check, and I checked up with Stockfish. It turns out that even this move is winning, but this is requiring a huge deal of calculations, something which probably Kasparian failed to do over the board and instead chose a safer continuation. This is one of the possible winning lines which you can see on your screen. Right now there is a direct mating threat. If knight d6, this time knight c6 is coming and white's position is totally winning. Let's go back, but in our game after queen takes h5, bishop takes g1, we have a safer rook takes g1 move. f5, rook h1, already white is creating very dangerous threats. Right now the threat is queen h8 check, or you can even go for a move like knight takes f5. In our game we have queen f6 and bishop g5, queen takes d4. While black is busy with grabbing pawns, white is creating mating threats, you know guys, and already I have to tell you that this queen takes d4 allows checkmate in 6, and let's see how Kasparian brought into life that mating ideas. In the previous line I already gave you a hint what is going to be white's threat. I mentioned queen h8 check earlier, and that's how it goes, guys. That's how the mating line goes. Though I have to tell you that according to Stockfish, knight takes f5 also leads to a checkmate in 6, but there is no soul in knight takes f5. Here we go, guys. Queen takes h8, king takes h8, knight takes f5 check, knight h7, and rook takes h7 check, king g8, knight e7 check, king f8, and we have a checkmate on the board. Truly a beautiful final combination by Genrikh Kasparian, right guys? Black played this game terribly, and in return Kasparian managed to punish his opponent in style. I have to tell you that this game is not appearing in databases, and this was actually a lucky discovery by me. In the end, a chess puzzle for you, where the task is to find the winning line for white. The task is actually very easy, and I will wait for your answer in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Here are more suggestions for you. Feel free to check them out as well. I will see you in my next video. Take care.